Ring cameras have captured all sorts of things, but what is this? The Florida homeowner thinks it looks like a baby dinosaur, just like something out of Jurassic Park.
From morbidly obese wildlife behaving strangely to the most spine-chilling, unexplainable moments, we're diving deep into the most mysterious dashcam and trail camera footage ever recorded. A trail camera positioned deep in an unknown forest picked up footage of a massive humanoid creature walking past the trees. The figure stands at least 7 to 8 feet tall, covered entirely in dark hair, and moves with a gait that's distinctly different from a human's natural walk. The location and the person who recorded this video remain unknown, adding another layer of mystery to an already perplexing situation. What makes this particularly interesting is the creature's behavior. It doesn't seem startled by the camera's presence. The way it moves through the forest with such confidence and familiarity indicates this isn't its first time in this area. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot that people have been searching for decades? A security camera captured footage of an absolutely unintelligible creature appearing seemingly out of nowhere in someone's backyard. Now here's what makes this footage particularly credible and terrifying at the same time. The dogs are the only real witnesses here, and their reaction tells us everything we need to know. Dogs have senses far superior to humans. They can detect frequencies we can't hear, see in conditions we consider pitch black, and most importantly, they can sense danger that we're completely oblivious to. When you watch their reaction in this footage, they're not approaching to investigate, they're backing away. The creature itself appears to have a crab-like structure, moving in ways that don't match any known animal in that region. If you happen to have any more details about this footage, or recognize the location, please share it in the comments section. The internet has an incredible way of solving mysteries when we work together. In 2021, an absolutely enormous black bear was captured on trail camera footage in northern Minnesota. A massive black bear stomping past the camera with its stomach literally swinging side to side like a pendulum. This isn't just a well-fed bear preparing for hibernation. This is a bear that looks like it discovered an all-you-can-eat buffet and decided to never leave. The camera was strategically set up by the Voyageurs Wolf Project, an organization dedicated to studying wolf behavior in Voyageurs National Park. They were expecting to capture wolves, maybe some deer, perhaps the occasional bear. What they got instead was this absolute unit of a bear. Wildlife experts who analyzed the footage estimate this magnificent mammal weighs roughly 350 kilograms, which is about 770 pounds. How did this bear manage to get so incredibly fat? Black bears typically bulk up before hibernation, consuming up to 20,000 calories per day in a feeding frenzy. Scientists call hyperphagia. In 2007, something absolutely bizarre was captured on a security camera, monitoring a busy freeway in the United Kingdom. At first glance, the footage shows what appears to be an animal crossing the road. The initial assumption was that this must be a deer. The UK has plenty of deer, and they're known to occasionally wander onto roadways, especially at night. But this creature looks absolutely nothing like any usual four-legged animal. It has 4 extremely long spindly legs that seem almost too thin to support its body. The body itself appears narrow on top, almost skeletal in its proportions. The way it moves is equally disturbing. There's no natural flow to its gait. It doesn't move like a deer, a dog, a horse, or any other quadruped we're familiar with. Instead, its movements seem almost mechanical, like something trying to imitate how a four-legged animal should walk, but not quite getting it right. No one can definitively explain what this creature is. Some have suggested it could be a deer with a severe deformity or disease that altered its appearance and movement. Others propose it might be some kind of elaborate prank or art installation. You definitely don't want to encounter this creature while driving on a dark road in the middle of the night. Do you find it scary? Don't forget to hit the bell, share with your friends, and click the subscribe button so you won't miss the next videos. This next clip captures the brutal reality of nature in its rawest form. The footage was recorded in the dead of night, at what appears to be a watering hole, or small stream. A deer approaches cautiously, its head lowered to drink. For a few peaceful seconds, everything seems calm. The deer is simply quenching its thirst, unaware that death is watching from the shadows. Then, in an explosion of movement that happens so fast you almost miss it, a wild predator launches itself from the darkness and ambushes the poor deer. The attack is swift, brutal, and efficient. Although the exact identity of the predator is difficult to confirm from the footage, it appears to be a member of the feline family, possibly a mountain lion or large wildcat. Here's something that looks mysterious and even painful, but is actually a completely natural process that most people never get to witness. A trail camera positioned in the wilderness area of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, captured incredible footage of a whitetail buck shedding its second antler. Now, if you've never seen this happen before, it looks absolutely bizarre. The buck is standing there, seemingly minding its own business, when suddenly its antler just falls off, just drops right to the ground like it was never attached in the first place. You can see the confusion in the buck's body language. It clearly felt something happen, and its immediate reaction is to bolt away from the area as if something attacked it. So what's actually happening here? Why do antlers just fall off like that? During spring and summer, male deer grow antlers as secondary sexual characteristics, driven by high testosterone levels. These antlers are used for fighting other males during the mating season and for establishing dominance. But once mating season ends and testosterone levels drop, a special layer of cells called the abscission layer begins to break down the connection between the antler and the skull. Eventually, this connection becomes so weak that the antler simply falls off, sometimes with just a slight movement of the head. This makes room for the growth of new, often larger antlers in the next season. The buck in this video had apparently already lost one antler, and was now shedding the second. Its confused reaction and quick departure suggest that even though this is a natural annual process, it still feels strange and possibly uncomfortable for the animal. It's like losing a tooth, except the tooth weighs several pounds and has been part of your head for months. In 2021, a Florida woman got the absolute surprise of her life when she checked her security camera footage and discovered what appeared to be a baby dinosaur running through her yard. The footage shows a small creature, maybe 2 to 3 feet tall, moving quickly across the yard with a distinctive gait. It has what appears to be a long neck, a body held horizontally, and moves on 2 legs in a way that's remarkably similar to how we imagine small theropod dinosaurs moved. It's there for just a few seconds, moving quickly from one side of the frame to the other, never giving us a clear. The way it strides across the yard, though, is genuinely unsettling. There's something about its movement that doesn't quite match any common animal we're familiar with. So what was it really? A misidentified animal? An elaborate hoax? Or could it possibly be something more extraordinary? If you've made it this far, it means you truly care. Don't just stop at the like button. Tap the hype button on your phone too. It only takes a few seconds, but it helps this video reach way more people. In 2015, 2 to 3 hungry bears were caught on camera approaching the front porch of a home in California, clearly looking for an easy meal. Now, most people would expect any sensible dog to run away from bears. But Jules, a French bulldog who was on duty that day, had other plans. French bulldogs aren't particularly large. They typically weigh between 16 to 28 pounds, which means these bears outweighed Jules by literally hundreds of pounds. But what Jules lacked in size, this brave little warrior made up for in sheer fearlessness and determination. The barking was aggressive, territorial, and left absolutely no room for negotiation. Nature documentaries often show us predators hunting and catching prey, but they rarely show us what happens when 2 different predators want the same meal. A trail camera in the Swan Valley of Montana captured exactly this scenario in May of 2020, and the footage is absolutely incredible. The video shows a coyote and a bald eagle engaged in an intense tussle. Both animals are known to be fiercely protective of their young. But a few seconds into the footage, the real prize becomes visible. They're fighting over a fresh deer carcass, and neither predator is willing to give up this valuable food source without a fight. What makes this encounter so fascinating is watching 2 completely different hunting strategies clash. The eagle relies on its powerful talons, sharp beak, and ability to strike from above. The coyote uses its agility, strong jaws, and persistence. Throughout the footage, we see the balance of power shift back and forth. The eagle manages to get a solid grip on the carcass, using its impressive wingspan to try to intimidate the coyote. But the coyote is larger, heavier, and equally determined. It circles, lunges, and uses its body weight to try to claim the prize. For several intense moments, both animals actually have a hold of the carcass simultaneously, engaged in a literal tug-of-war. In the end, we see the coyote manage to drag the carcass away, using its superior ground strength and persistence. If you want to dig deeper into these mysteries, I've created a video about an encounter with a creature covered head to toe in dark brown fur, with long, gangly limbs. I've left a link at the top corner of the screen. You'll also find it in the description below. And don't forget to come back for the lightning-fast predator. A tiny squirrel is moving along the fence, probably searching for food or just going about its daily routine. Then, in literally the blink of an eye, a bobcat appears out of absolutely nowhere. The bobcat launches itself from the ground below, covering several meters vertically in a single explosive jump. Its timing is absolutely perfect. The moment it lands on the fence, its jaws close around the squirrel. There's no chase, no prolonged hunt, just one perfectly executed ambush that's over in less than 2 seconds. Before you can even process what happened, the bobcat has already captured its prey and is fleeing back into the tree line of the forest. This footage demonstrates why bobcats are such successful predators. In 2021, a trail camera in South Lake Tahoe, California, captured footage that seems to defy the laws of physics. The video shows a huge bear emerging from inside a building and then proceeding to squeeze itself through an absolutely tiny crawlspace entrance. This bear's estimated weight is more than 500 pounds. That's 1/4 ton of muscle, fat, and fur. And when I say tiny crawlspace, I mean an opening that looks like it should barely accommodate a medium-sized dog, let alone a bear that weighs as much as 3 adult humans. If a 500-pound bear can squeeze through a crawlspace that small, imagine what other spaces they can access. Securing your home against bears requires more than just locking doors. It means eliminating attractants like garbage and food, and reinforcing any potential entry points, no matter how small they might seem. A trail camera positioned strategically near a crocodile-infested river captured something that wildlife researchers found particularly interesting. The footage shows a massive crocodile holding an enormous fish firmly in the clutches of its powerful jaws. What makes this footage noteworthy is what the crocodile is doing with its catch. Why would it do this? Wildlife experts who analyzed the footage offered several theories. The most compelling explanation is that this particular fish was so large and powerful that keeping it underwater was actually risky. Large fish can be surprisingly strong, and in the water they have the advantage of their natural environment. The size of the fish in this footage is also remarkable. It appears to be nearly as long as the crocodile's head and body, suggesting this was a significant catch that would provide substantial nutrition. For the crocodile, securing this meal was worth the effort of bringing it onto land. In May of 2014, wildlife researchers in southeastern Peru captured footage of something extraordinary, something that many experts believed had gone extinct. The camera recorded a short-eared dog, also known as a short-eared Zorro, one of the Amazon rainforest's most elusive and mysterious inhabitants. Short-eared dogs are so secretive and avoid human contact so effectively that for years, scientists questioned whether they still existed in viable populations. Some researchers believe they might have already gone extinct in certain regions. These rare canids prefer a completely solitary lifestyle in densely forested areas. Unlike most dog species that form packs or at least pairs, short-eared dogs live alone, hunt alone, and only come together briefly for mating. They're active primarily during twilight hours and at night, making observation incredibly difficult. Every piece of footage, every confirmed sighting, adds valuable data to our extremely limited understanding of these animals. It's scientific evidence that these mysterious dogs are still out there, still surviving in the Amazon's depths. Wildlife researchers studying python behavior in Big Cypress National Preserve in the Florida Everglades set up cameras to monitor a python nest. The footage shows a bobcat that discovered the unguarded nest full of eggs. For a bobcat, this represents an easy, protein-rich meal. But then something changes. The python itself appears, returning to its nest to find an intruder. Now here's where the footage becomes really tense. The bobcat and the python face each other. The The python is massive, easily large enough to be dangerous even to a predator like a bobcat. For several long moments, the two predators maintain their standoff. The python likely feels defensive, protecting its reproductive investment. The bobcat is weighing opportunity against danger. In the end, the bobcat makes the smart decision. It backs away, maintaining distance from the python, and eventually leaves the area. A motion camera recorded a scene where a curious coyote grabbed the device from a tree and ran away with it. At first, the owner assumed someone else had taken the camera, until he unexpectedly found it during a hunting trip. When he checked the footage, the real thief was revealed. The coyote likely thought the camera was something edible but left it behind after trying to bite into it. A feral cat broke into the chicken coop and killed nearly all the chickens, leaving only a few terrified survivors. After the attack, the owners strengthened the coop's structure, but their efforts came too late to save the ones that were lost. Mysterious crawling creature. A trail camera recorded this footage in the middle of the day. It shows a creature resembling a human crawling across the ground. What could it possibly be? Maybe a werewolf wandering around, a zombie searching for its next prey, or even an alien visitor. The truth remains uncertain since both the person who recorded it and the location are unknown. Still, feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Rare black coyote. A trail camera in Hendersonville, North Carolina, captured footage of a rare black-colored coyote. This striking animal appeared calm and relaxed as it rested in the wild. The elusive creature was finally filmed after a long 3-month effort by wildlife officers who had been investigating reports of a black coyote roaming the region. A trail camera recorded a moment when a bobcat suddenly attacked a fox. The camera's owner shared that the bobcat had been tracking the fox for 2 days before launching its ambush. It remains unclear whether the fox survived, but the footage shows it fought back fiercely and might have escaped. The video was taken in the Spring Mountains in 2021. A video recorded at an unknown location shows 2 deer engaged in a heated fight. It might just be a typical sibling dispute about who gets to be in front of the camera, with the stronger one seeming to be an older doe, and the other a younger buck who ends up losing the match. In this footage, a cat is seen catching a rat at night, but instead of eating it, the cat leaves the dead rat behind and walks off. Shortly after, a fox shows up and takes the carcass away. It's uncertain whether the cat was aware of the fox nearby, or if there was some strange understanding between them. Perhaps the cat noticed something wrong with its catch and decided to leave it, but the real reason remains unknown. In this video, a trail camera recorded a raccoon hanging upside down from a tree as it stretched toward a bird feeder in the dark of night. The clever creature munched on the remaining raisins mixed with sunflower seeds. Whether the food was meant for birds or not, it's clear that the raccoon wasn't concerned at all. A perfectly positioned camera recorded 2 adult hawks locked in what appears to be a fight over food. With their wings spread wide, both birds tried to assert dominance and scare each other off. It's unclear how the standoff ended, but hopefully they settled their differences and divided the meal fairly. It's uncommon to record footage of a fox, especially one with its playful little cubs. This heartwarming video of a fox family was taken in Sandy Creek, New York. It shows a mother fox spending time with her babies near a small burrow that seems to be their den. Foxes are usually hard to spot since they avoid anything bigger than themselves, so trail cameras are often the only way to watch and learn about them. Cow visited by a leopard friend. Footage from an unidentified source shows a cow and a leopard resting side by side as if they are old companions meeting again. Perhaps they were raised together before the leopard returned to the wild. That seems like the most likely reason, since these animals usually stand on opposite ends of the food chain. How they became so friendly remains a mystery. Daring mother wolf. No matter the species, mothers are brave and willing to go the extra mile to protect their young. A trail camera placed beside a wolf den recorded a tender moment showing a mother lifting her pups. As the snow near the den melted and water began to flood the area, putting her babies at risk, the mother carried them one by one to a safer place while risking her own safety. A strange creature, or perhaps a woman with an odd appearance, was seen sitting in the middle of a path, seemingly crying. It had unusually long fingers, and something sharp or pointed coming from its head, while its body appeared to be covered in a dark substance, possibly mud. People online have been debating and guessing what this being could be, but no one has figured it out yet. What do you think this creature might be? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. In this footage, a woodpecker can be seen repeatedly striking the camera, likely out of curiosity or an attempt to inspect the unfamiliar object. The device had been set up by a hunter in a forested area at an unknown location to observe wildlife activity, but it ended up badly damaged. When the hunter reviewed the video, he discovered the culprit was none other than the woodpecker itself, boldly pecking until it shattered the camera's lens. Cats are usually gentle and affectionate pets whose purring helps reduce stress, but they can also show their fierce side. A video recorded in an unknown location shows a woman throwing something at a cat, but this cat refused to let it go and waited for the right moment to take revenge. The footage clearly shows the cat leaping onto the woman's back, biting her, and scaring her enough to make her run away. So before picking a fight with a cat, remember that it can fight back, and between the two of you, it's the cat that has 9 lives. A security camera recording shows 2 deer wandering at night and discovering a box of bird food hanging from the roof. They managed to get into it and seemed to enjoy the taste, or perhaps they were simply too hungry to resist. Which of these 30 mysterious scenes did you find most compelling? Have you ever captured mysterious footage on your own cameras? Whether it's a trail camera, dash cam, security camera, or even your phone, if you've recorded something unexplainable, I want to know about it. Share your stories in the comments, or reach out directly. Your footage could be featured in a future video. If you found this video fascinating, make sure you hit that like button. It helps other people discover these incredible mysteries. And if you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload new mysterious footage. I'm constantly finding new clips that will blow your mind, and you won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore even more mysteries caught on camera. Until then, keep your eyes open and your cameras rolling. You never know what you might capture.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.